Welcome to the Just Being Frank Show, the realest sports talk show on YouTube, giving fans a real-life perspective on sports and entertainment.
You knew better, you do better, who do it better?
Get top of the morning, afternoon, night, depending on where you at. It's the puppy host to do the most. Welcome to Just Being Frank Show. Apologies for the internet being slow. But we here now. Make sure we hit the like button, subscribe. Man, we got a lot to talk about and discuss. Project B keep coming out with different players. They signing every other day, right? First, it was Wnba from the Wnba, who's the players president for the Wnba Association, whatever, who's supposed to be negotiating the new deal for this CBA negotiations for the WNBA to remain, a league. But she just signed with this Project B, a Saudi Arabia women's league that's supposed to be rivaling the WNBA, excuse me. So you had her come out, and then the next one came out, I think they announced, was Aaliyah Thomas, Al Thomas, as we call him over here. Then the next one after that, I believe it was Kelsey Mitchell. Let me know in the chat, Chad, if the order. Who all have they signed? Maybe I'm missing a person or two. But let me know who all the Project B has openly came out and said they have ready to play for them. I know it's Kelsey Mitchell, Wnba, and AT, and I believe somebody else. But I'm sitting here and I try to go to Twitter and I type in Project B and nothing really. And I know it's a real thing. I'm not saying it's fake, right? But are they scamming WNBA players? Because it's like, how are you signing players and negotiating with players, but you don't have a name for the league or nothing? Like, there's no like it's like unrivaled. They knew the name of the league. It isn't just, we're doing a 3-on-3 women's league and we sign this player and that player. Like, what is in place besides you just naming players that you signing? And it's not, they don't give you the amount that they signed them for. It's all so hush. And it's almost like, who are you guys? What is this? Like, are you guys hidden? Is it you signing people via email? Are you going out meeting people? Or what facility are they coming to? Are you flying them out to meet? What is this? And again, John Quill. Okay, John Quill Jones. Thank you, AW. Shout out to AW, James Beer Seal in the building. So, yeah, I'm just sitting back like, okay, Caitlin hasn't said nothing, and they still haven't announced that they've signed to Angel Reese or Asia Wilson or Sabrina Ionescu. But it seems like the names are getting bigger and bigger as they keep putting them out. First, you start out with old ass Wnba, then you follow up with an all-star and a USA Olympic player in Al Thomas, and then you follow up with some of the women's basketball fans' favorite in Kelsey Mitchell because she played alongside Caitlin Clark. And then you signed John Quill Jones, a perennial all-star, so on and so forth, center who can do it all. Now, next you might come with somebody. It seems like the names is getting bigger and better each time they announce a name. But I'm like, okay, so what facility are they all flying them out to negotiate? That's my first thought too, is like, is this via email? And again, what is the league called? It's not called Project B. Project B is who's the overseer of the league, like the funder of the league or some of that stat. But it's like where are you guys playing? It's not enough information that has came out yet for me. But for you to be announcing that you signed this player and this player is playing and that player is playing, that is almost backwards. And for you not to have no social media accounts, I mean, does this league have an IG? Does it have a Twitter? Does this league have a Facebook, a TikTok, anything? Because all the other major leagues, WNBA, NBA, MLB, you name them, they got all of that. They got all the socials. You can go check them out on any social and see what the league is about and so on and so forth. But this is all hush-hush, and I know it's very new, but even with Unrivaled, for example, when they announced the league, they announced how they already, what they plan on doing, where they plan, so on and so forth. But I mean, and again, and none of this matters if you don't sign Caitlin Clark. So have they signed Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and Asia Wilson, and they just announcing it slowly but surely? And that's why you don't hear nobody really talking about Project B when it comes to these girls. Because you would think you would hear a lot of chatter too from them. Like, oh, they signing us for millions of dollars. Like, you would think Kelsey Mitchell would have, yeah, I just signed for the 5 year WNBA. Sorry, but they paying us. So, because that's what they saying. So I'm just confused. All right, let me get some shout outs too. I see, let me see how you say this. Elazor 188. Shout out to you. We've been missing you, Pope. We always need your 411 on CC, bro. Hey, miss y'all too, man. You know what I mean? But I gotta continue to broaden my horizons with this YouTube stuff. And I see sports a lot of times. You can't rely on certain players that you play on, that you follow in or reporting on, because of the injuries and what they be on. It's no telling. And I want to keep something going. So this is my morning times. Actually, I'm glad you brought this up, because what I'm gonna start doing is 11:35 Central Time, morning times, my sports talks, my sports takes, whether it's football about Deion Sanders, which we're gonna get into that in a minute, or WNBA talks or NBA talks, because LeBron James just made his first debut of this season and had 11 points, 12 rebounds. I'm interested to talk about that. Bronny James is shooting 25%. He shouldn't even be in the league. He only there because his dad higher. Same as Shedeur Sanders with Deion Sanders. It's funny because Deion's name is spelled D-I-O-N. He can't get away from him being a DEI hire, right? So that's funny to me. But we're going to break all of that stuff down. My morning times, it will be sports, the sports audition. My night times, I'm going to start doing about the Black community and what's going on in the world editions. And that's going to be open panel for the most part. I'm going to have a lot of different people. That's what I'm working on tonight. I will have a few fellas. I'm looking for some females to join the panel, but the tonight topic is why Black businesses are failing. Is it due to racism or unprofessionalism? And I'm going to have a few people on the panel breaking down their opinions on that topic. And hopefully I'm going to have Pearl from Pearl's Daily. Hopefully I've reached out to her. She's looking to come on somebody's podcast who has Black fatigue, like she's Black fatigue, and a lot of us are Black fatigue. And basically that's what my evening content will consist of. It's basically Black fatigue. And we're going to have people on the panel who disagrees with me and others like Pearly Daily, Shamika Michelle. Hopefully she'll be making an appearance on the show at least once a week. I know Pearl Daily, she's looking to do once a week. That'd be amazing. We can get her up here and doing that. So stay tuned for that, man. You're not going to want to miss that. The morning, I'm going to dedicate my mornings to the sports edition, because I do love the sports, and we got to talk about it because it still all lines up with the world views and biblical views and all the things that we be talking about over here on this channel anyways. All right. So appreciate the $5 super chat. That's much love right there. It's they only thought the concept. Laughing my ass off. Shout out to Charles Davis in the building. I know, see that YouTube gets rid of my comments. Man, YouTube been getting rid of a lot of my subscribers too. I know I understand a lot of people have unsubscribed because I ain't really talking Caitlin Clark and they feel a certain way. So I understand that part, but not as much. I don't believe it's that many on every other day. It's just keep going down and down. It's never going up. No matter if I do a video, if I do a live, it seems like the YouTube is messing with my shit. It's never going up. It's only going down. My numbers just keep. I was at 13,000 and something subscribers. I was smooth over 13,000, at least 13.1. Now I'm down to damn near 12,000. So it's like, yeah, okay, we'll see. We see what's going on, but we're gonna keep going at it, man. We're gonna keep staying at it, and they're gonna have to flip the script at some point in time. But the word is still gonna get out there, and that's what's up. Now, again, Project B. Can anybody else in the chat? You in the chat? You more familiar than I am with what's going on with Project B? Because what does that even stand for? Why would you even have something called Project B? What Project Bitch? Project Bitches? What is that? Project B. What does the B stand for? And what's the project you work? Is this Women's League a project? That's what I say. What is this? Is the Women's League a project you working on? I don't get it, right? And it's too hush hush. It doesn't make sense. Project B stands for building. Project buildings. Damn. Because I mean, the WNBA, y'all was on welfare, right? Y'all was a welfare league, and they taking y'all from the welfare league and putting you in the projects building, putting you in the project buildings where you rightfully belong. Sheesh, that's tough. That's tough. And they giving, see, that's another thing too. These women, they advocate for the women's rights and gay rights and all of this stuff in the WNBA all the time, right? Black rights, gay rights, women's rights. They activists in the WNBA. We need to be paid more, this, that, and the other. They just, right? We need to be treated right. But then you go sign with a league from Saudi Arabia who don't give women no rights like that. And I say no rights. They give a few, rightfully so. Again, I don't believe y'all should have the right to vote. That's my opinion. I'm gonna break that down later on on the late night auditions, the evening auditions with a black fatigue go. I don't believe women should vote at all. But neither here nor there. They're willing to go sign because of the money for a league that doesn't represent nothing that they so-called represent, so-called what they over here in America and they advocate for. And they get on people for if you don't support the LGBTQ3 community, right? Well, Saudi Arabia doesn't at all. They don't even like women like to be revealing. But yet, hey, they got enough money for you. You'll shut all of that up, huh? You'll shut that shit up. I see. See, that's what I mean. And I don't think this lines up with Caitlin Clark. It's too hush-hush. I don't know, though, because Caitlin Clark, she's the most quietest superstar I have ever seen. I thought Tom Brady was quiet. Caitlin Clark is even quieter. And it could be because of how, she lives in a different time than Tom Brady grew up in and was a superstar in, definitely. The spotlight, and I don't know if she just is so much on her to where she's definitely in this time for her where she's off out of season, where she's trying to keep her sanity. Because she just doesn't say anything. But I know she has to be working things out behind the scenes on what's her next move. Because everything looked like it's crumbling down on what she was looking forward to as far as with the WNBA. From if the president of the Players Association, if they signing with a league that nobody even know what the league is called or nothing, but she's out there, it's reported she's signed with this league. Yeah, how? Of course, she can't be negotiating in good faith for the rest of the players in the WNBA. And then you have the same with Nefesta Collier and Brianna Stewart, who is co-founders of Unrivaled. So I'm sure Cece is very aware y'all not trying to make this league work at all. So where is she going to go to work? Because they ain't trying to make where she work. So where is Caitlin going to work? And there's no talks of it except for a long time ago when they first announced this Project B thing was rivaling with the WNBA and that they was looking to sign a top players to 50 to 60 million. But after that, no more. So I don't know. AW says she's behind the scenes for sure. It's sensitivity surrounding her. For sure. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. And I'm smooth with that. But it's just all odd and awkward what's going on with women's basketball. And I said a statement on Jason Whitlock's show when I appeared, the first time I appeared on his show, that it shouldn't even be a professional women's basketball league because they're terrible. It's only Caitlin Clark who's not terrible, who's actually exciting to watch. Everybody else is not exciting to watch. Now you have some youngsters in college. College right now is booming when you got the likes of Hannah Hadog, Melissa Fowley, Hannah Stalkey, Betts or something over on UCLA. You got a lot going on in college. Latai, what's her name? Latia Lawson. Nice. It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them that's supposed to be something, but Caitlin Clark's status, not really. You know, they cool, they good basketball players, but not no must. It's still no must see TVs. So it's only one player. So again, it's like what are y'all gonna do if Caitlin Clark don't sign to this Project B, which is I'm gonna call it Project BS. We'll call it Project BS because y'all acting like y'all signing all these players. I bet y'all ain't putting no money in nobody's account. So what is this? That's what I think. Is it a scam to all of us? Like, what is this? It's very weird. Is this a way to act as if I don't get it? You're supposed to be negotiating with the WNBA on getting more money and more revenue, more everything, and making that league blossom that's been around for damn near 30 years. That's sisters to the NBA, right? Who's been taking care of you for 30 years. And now you got this league that don't nobody know about for real. Allegedly signing players to millions of dollars that they have refused to announce the amount of money they have signed these players to. But yet, all these players are coming out saying we signing with them. That's just usually not how things work. Usually when a player goes sign somewhere, you get the amount they signed for. Why so quiet? What is that about? I just don't understand. So I doubt CC deals with this, but we'll see. Because again, they keep coming out with new, bigger names every other day, it seems like. So Jonquel Jones was just named. Next, we might have the Asia Wilson or Sabrina Ionescu, or because that'd be bigger than Jonquel Jones, right? So next we'll have Asia Wilson or Angel Reese or something like that fall down the pipe. And do they, which tells me they've already signed these players. They just waiting to announce them as time goes on. They're not announcing them day by day or whatever the case may be. But and a contract in hands, right? I don't get the league or what they're doing. Shout out to Amanda in the building. Yeah, I'm live, man. I'm gonna do my morning lives, and I'll clip out certain things in my morning lives. My morning lives will be sports. 11:35 Central, Monday through Friday. We're gonna stay busy right here on our sports talk. All right. And my evening panel will be about black fatigue for real. Because I'm tired of the bullshit. Just like the Deion scammers, okay, in the Colorado Bluffs. Let's transition on over. I'm gonna bring a few up. I see the fans are starting to turn on Deion scammers, y'all. I see that, right? I see the fans are starting to turn on them. The supporters of Deion starting to turn on them, and of course, it's becoming obvious to a lot of people that this dude can't coach. He's off his rocker. He was only coaching Daddy Ball for Shiloh and Shador all these years, all this whole time. He was only coaching just so he can coach his kids and then get them to the NFL. And now you can tell this dude, he really is tone deaf to everything. He doesn't care about anything that's going on. All right. The man said he just lost. Not Iowa State. Who was that? Who was that? Whooped him. Who was up 43-0 at the halftime? Is that Utah? He lost to Utah. I think it was Utah. 43-0 at the half. 53-7, I believe, total score. After he took a bye week and went fishing on his bye week. They come back, play Utah, and get whooped. 43-0 at the half, 53-7 final score. You get another bye week, 2-3 weeks after you just got your ass handed to you. And what did you do this time on your bye week, Deion? Guess what Deion did on his bye week, y'all? Guess what he did on his new bye week? The man did a documentary series on himself. That's what he did. That's what he did. You would have thought you learned the first time that, okay, I should be locked in. I don't need to be going nowhere. I need to be right here in the building. I need to do all the studying I need to do. I need to, everything. I mean, with my players, nobody's going nowhere. It would have been a mandatory, ain't no off week. Yeah, we don't have a game this week. See, the bye week means we don't have a game. That don't mean we take off. This isn't, you don't work for a correctional facility or AT&T and you need your vacation time. You need a week's vacation. You playing a sport in a game of football. That a lot goes into a game of football. Offensively, defensively, special teams, a lot goes into it. I mean, a lot. You got 22 players on the field at once, at all times. Not only do you have all of this studying that you have to do and prepping that you have to do for the next opponent, the next game, you also at the point in time of the year to where recruiting is essential. It's important because you got a lot of players who've already signed with the team where they're going. Now, could they opt out because it's verbal commitments? But you have a lot of players that's still undecided. So this is the time where most college coaches, right after their game and when they have little time off, they're going to go visit, home visits themselves. By this time, most kids have came to visit the school, came to a game, came to visit the school, all that stuff. Now, you want to follow up. You want to spend hours going to recruit at their own homes, sit in their living room, chilling. Hey, what's up? Dude, I just came through. We just chop it up for a minute. You want to stay in their faces. Right? You want to let them know I'm on you. I want you. I'm coming to your crib. Y'all need what y'all need. Let's go to the store. You ain't go to the grocery store? What we need to do? Huh? Because I'll fill your fridge up, right? What you got in the fridge? Huh? I need to cater some. Your mama ain't got to cook. Your daddy ain't got to cook. I'll cater some shit over here. We finna cook out, man. Let them know Coach Polk coming through. Let your people know. Throw a little gathering at the crib. Let's chill. You're not supposed to be doing a documentary series. You're supposed to be in somebody's living room recruiting them, sir. If on top of getting your team ready to play Arizona State, you got to do both. You have no off time until off season, and you really don't even have an off season. Go ask how many head coaches really have an off season and an off season. They recruiting, they preparing for the next group that came in, replacing the ones that left. College and NFL professional sports, it's all year round for real. For coaches, especially GMs, them type people, they around the clock. And the professionals, the athletes, even in the off season, they got to stay in shape. They got to stay working out. You don't want to come into training camp out of shape, right? So, and the teams, right, they got contracts. They got it in their contracts where you got to come here in your off season and work out a certain amount of hours. Everybody got a certain amount of hours they need to come into. And I don't know about everybody, but especially the top players. The top players have a certain amount of hours that they have to come in the off season and put in, and they get like another million or two. Like, it's like that. Like, they got contracts where you can earn another 2-3 million by just coming in the off season. You got to fulfill that contract. That's a part of your contract. So it's always work. Deion took off to go do a documentary series about himself, as if he don't got enough documentary series out there. Like, Deion already got so many docus of himself out there. Like, how much more, bro? what your career has been doc for a long time. You've been out playing football for a long time. Your story has been told over 1 million times already. So yeah, you out trying to. It's all about you. That just shows it's all about you. You don't care about nothing else. You can't care about them kids if you want to do a documentary series. You can't care about that school being competitive and recruiting and making sure you get the right type of players if you worried about a documentary series. Talking about you. So you're not recruiting kids. You're talking about you. You're not coaching your kids you got right now. You talking about you. That's amazing. That's amazing. But let me bring up Jason Whitlock to break down some of Deion's bullshit that he had in his press conference. I know I broke it down on my I did it yesterday. I put a video out. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But he's taking certain clips. I reacted to almost the whole interview, probably except for the ass end of it. But Jason Whitlock took some clips, and it's important ones that I found to be retarded and need to be called out and pointed out, which I planned on clipping some of because I did an hour video of the reaction to Deion Sanders' press conference, but I need to clip out just certain things. And here goes Jason right here, clipping those out and talking about it. I like when Jason break them down. So let's go.
I want to play SOT number 3 of Deion Sanders at his weekly presser for Colorado. He gets asked, as expected, some Shador questions. He gets asked, as expected, some Shador questions. Here's his responses.
I was in the office alone. I told him this past week that he was going to play. It's going to be one way or another. I thought the Ravens would have played better early on to provoke him getting in. I didn't want him to get in by injury because I'm fond of Dylan and I want him to be successful as well. But I didn't want that to happen. But getting in the way he did, I know there's going to be some inconsistencies of a lot of things because I know football. But I was happy for him just getting the opportunity and running on that field because I know the fight behind the fight. Yeah, if I can say that modestly. I know what's been transpiring behind the curtains. And I'm just proud of him because he's not just saying the right things, he's doing and living the right things. That's just who he is. And I'm glad
Can we hit
through
pause right
trials
here?
and tribulations.
Yeah, good, Jay. I'm glad Jason. Look, it's the same where I want to pause. See that the fight behind the fight, acting as if he knows what's going. He said before, I don't even know what Jason's gonna say on here. I was watching Jason Whitlock's show Fearless before I came on, and I got to this part, and I had to come on, so I didn't get to see what he actually said on this part. This would be my first time hearing Jason's response to Deion Sanders. But when you, he most likely about to say this. I already know where he's going. I'm in the same way, which I said yesterday. What do you mean? You know what's going on behind the curtains. You're not in their building. You mean you know what your victimhood ass son is telling you? You know what you know. What you know behind the curtains. So the coach is just reaching out and they telling you, are you spending time at the practice facility and so on and so forth? Is that what's going on? So for him to say he know it and he fighting a fight, like as if Shedeur Sanders is basically getting done wrong by his coaches. That's what he's alluding to. He did good. Matter of fact, let me go back. Because he tried to make an excuse for his bum ass play on the field. And I'm just happy he got out there. But yeah, I knew it was gonna be hard because of what he got to go through. Something like that. Let's go. Let's take it back just a little bit.
I told them this past week that he was going to play. It's going to be one way or another. I thought the Ravens would have played better early on to provoke him getting in. I didn't want him to get in by injury because I'm fond of Dylan and I want him to be successful as well. But I didn't want that to happen.
See, that's the lie. Again, you just said you told your son he was going to play today. Either way is either Dylan Gabriel looks bad and the Ravens is whooping y'all ass, and so the coach got to pull Dylan Gabriel and put you in because y'all getting your ass whooped and Dylan Gabriel looks bad, or he gets hurt. Those are the only way you're gonna get in. You're not telling Shedeur, hey, you're gonna get in this week because the coach basically called me and told me you look good in practice and he gonna surprise put you in type. No, he didn't beat him out, play him out like for Deion Sanders, supposed to be top competitor. You want your son to play on what do you call that? God damn it, what's the word? You want on technicalities. You want your son to play if some bullshit happens, not that he earned the job. He didn't even earn being a second string. He got thrusted into the second string because of the quarterbacks they got traded, and Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco and Deshaun Watson being injured all season long. That's what so that's the only reason why he's second string quarterback. And to act so this fight, he got to fight this fight. And I told him he was going to get in either way. That's crazy. You was praying on Dylan Gabriel's downfall, but you say you pray to Jesus and you're a Christian. Sheesh.
But getting in the way he did, I know there's going to be some inconsistencies of a lot of things because I know football.
But see, again, making excuses for him. I know he was going. I knew when he got in, he wasn't going to look good because of what's been going on behind the scenes, because of the fight that he has to fight with the coaches, them not giving him no reps with the first team and them not appreciating his skills and the fact that he's a Sanders. They don't like him because he's my son. And so, that bullshit. That's the fight that he's talking about. That's what he's trying to act as if that's what it should do. The inconsistent. I knew it was going to be some inconsistency. I told him he was going to play, and I knew he was going to go 4 for 16 and throw an interception and look fucking trash. Because why? Not because of his fault, because of them hating on him. Wow.
But I was happy for him just getting the opportunity and running on that field because I know the fight behind the fight. Yeah, if I can say that modestly. I know what's been transpiring behind the curtains. And I'm just proud of him because he's not just saying the right things, he's doing and living the right things. That's just who he is. And I'm glad through trials and tribulations there has been a consistent.
Please cook him, Jason.
The
Please
assertion that Shador has been saying the right things and doing the right things is laughable to me. And it's why Shador will struggle to make progress in being a good teammate and being a good spokesman for the Cleveland Browns or any organization that he's involved in. It's because his father, who's one of the greatest players in NFL history and has made a bunch of money for being one of the greatest players in NFL history, keeps telling him that, hey, everything you're doing is right. And so when you were miming and all that, oh, yeah, he's doing a great job. He gets no correction, and certainly no public correction from his father, who should have and does have an incredible amount of influence over Shador. Deion doesn't know what he's doing as it relates to Shador. And how can you say that? His son's never been arrested. And again, Negroes love to get credit for never going to jail, as if, again, Chris Rock or someone said it a long time ago, all this credit for doing what you're supposed to do. I take care of my kids. It's literally like saying, hey, I wipe my butt after I poop. Okay. You're retarded if you don't. And so, anyway, Shador gets very little correction. He just gets worship from Deion, and that's why he's going to struggle to correct course, change course, and say and do the right things. It doesn't matter what Shador. If Shador could come out and do a mass shooting in Cleveland, and Deion would probably defend it. Well, I mean, he deserved it. That's what he's supposed to do. Anyway, continue the clip.
I was in the office alone.
We got
Him, and I know what I see, and I know some stuff behind the curtain. So I offer him not just on the field advice, off the field advice, life advice, because he's going through a lot right now. A lot of stuff is coming at him, and he's doing a great job. Thank God that God prepared him for everything he's dealing with. I mean, I think a lesser man would have crumbled, but he's been built for this, and who else is built for the adversity like he is, like going into the NFL. I don't think it's too many quarterbacks that are built like that for the adverse situations and not having the best of things to happen around him. I think we've always done that. We've never had the best of anything, I'm set aside lifestyle, lifestyle. I tried my best to do what a father should do, but when it came to playing on the field, we never had the best of this, the best of that, but we've made the most of this and the most of that. I applaud the young man, man. I'm just proud of him. I'm proud of him. We're trying to buy a house together right now. That's what we're trying to do. So the hiccups in that, because we go back and forth. He wants to master. I say, well, put more in.
Deion Sanders just told a group of people that he's proud of his son because he's never had the best of things. And he's talking about from a football sense. So I want you to understand that this is the Colorado football coach. He's representing the University of Colorado, and he's sending a message out to potential recruits. You're not going to have the best of things here at Colorado. That's what he's saying. And because he's so proud, and this is why I say, and people get upset with me when I say this.
Wow.
There is no good form of pride. None.
Wow.
You should not be proud of your kids. And that blows people's minds. What do you mean? Because I hear Christians, I hear everybody saying, you should be proud of your kids. You should tell your kids you're proud of them. And I say, no, you shouldn't. There is no good form of pride, because pride does exactly what Deion just did there. Because he's so concerned about pleasing his child and protecting this pride that he takes in his child that he can't see clearly. He can't think clearly. He can't speak clearly. He can't do the right things because he's so proud of his son that he has to contort the truth in order to build up his son. What has Shedeur Sanders been denied from a football perspective? He's got a father who is one of the greatest football players of all time. He's got a father that provided him significant financial advantages. He's got a father that coached him from Pee Wee all the way through college. He's had the red carpet has been rolled out for Shedeur Sanders. He's never had to compete for a quarterback job until this year. He was always handed the starting quarterback job. He's been denied nothing. But Deion takes so much pride in him that he has to build up this story of what all Shedeur overcame. And Shedeur has had to overcome some things, primarily Deion and Deion's ill-advised coaching and discipleship of Shedeur.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds crazy to you all. Oh, how can you say this? Shedeur is a millionaire, and he's never been to jail. What are you saying? He's never been in any trouble. What are you saying? How can you criticize Deion and say he's not doing everything perfectly? Because he's not. His son is entitled. His son doesn't know how to be a good teammate.
All three of them
His
entitled.
son is virtually uncoachable. His son is sitting by quietly and listening to people say Kevin Stefanski hates him. When Shedeur, as soon as a microphone was placed in front of me, I would say, hey guys, I know no one's asked me this, but man, Kevin Stefanski has treated me well. He does not hate me. I'm in here competing for a quarterback job while trying to remain supportive of Joe Flacco when he was here and Dylan Gabriel when he's here. But this whole narrative that Kevin Stefanski hates me is ridiculous. Let's put it to rest. He could put it to rest, but he hasn't. Because Shedeur has been trained and discipled by his father to see himself as a victim. And as someone, you just don't know how heavy this cross I've been carrying. I'm a millionaire son who coached football for 15 straight years to make sure I never had to compete for the starting quarterback job. And who's sitting there collecting $10 million a year from Colorado and telling football recruits everywhere, in order to build up Shedeur, I'm going to tell football recruits everywhere, hey man, we don't have the best of everything here at Colorado. You know, we're playing with one arm tied behind our back, or maybe both of our arms tied behind our back. This is the lunacy of Deion, the delusion of Deion. That's him talking about Shedeur. I'm going to pivot for a moment and just talk a little bit about Deion and Colorado. There was a couple things he said there, and then I'm going to pivot to Stephen A. Smith and Chris Canty and some of the idiocy that they said. But Deion at one point yesterday said that he hasn't forgotten how to coach. Let's play SOT number 4.
Guys, give me something. I'm just trying to compute it and give it to you. I hadn't forgotten how to coach in a year. Like I hadn't forgot how to coach in a year. A lot of these wonderful coaches out there that is not winning this season, they hadn't forgotten how to coach in a year. We did some things we should have done. That's on us. That's on us.
Let me translate that for you. Deion is saying, because I heard the question and the conversation that led up to those comments. And what Deion was saying was, hey man, we made some mistakes on the players that we brought in. But in terms of my coaching, it's been just as good as last year when we went 9-4. My coaching isn't the reason we're headed for 4-8 or 3-9. It's these players. We brought in the wrong players. I haven't forgotten how to coach. I'm the same coach as I was last year when I went 9-4. Deion doesn't even understand the coaching profession. That you can get things right one year and get things wrong the year before and the year after. That coaching is a bit of a roller coaster, and the great coaches are the people that it remains a roller coaster, but there's less hills and valleys. Deion thinks 1 year going 9-4, I can coach. That can't be questioned. Don't you know I went 9-4 a year ago? Don't you know I nearly won the SWAC a couple years ago at Jackson State? The fact that I went 4-8 and finished at the bottom of the Big 12, that says nothing about my coaching. The fact that I'm on the verge, potentially, of finishing second to last, thank God.
No, we went 4-8 in the Pac-12. That's what Jason meant to say. See, and again, so 4-8 in the Pac-12 in his first year, started out 3-0. I was running this down to my son earlier. I'm like, you look at the 3 games he won in his first season at Colorado. You look at him, TCU, they ended up with only 5 wins. So he beat TCU at home. That was a bad team. Then they played played Nebraska, who only had 5 wins at the end of the season as well. They beat Nebraska and they beat TCU. And Deion was so full of himself. Do you believe? Oh, we coming. Oh, yeah. Y'all talking all that junk? Yeah, you believe now? You don't believe? So I'm bringing my Louis luggage, right? All that stuff. Then they beat Colorado State. So Nebraska, 5-7 or something like that. Same with what's their name? TCU, and then Colorado State, who they went in overtime with. That was their first 3 W's. And then when they got to the Pac-12 and played Oregon, they got washed 45-7. They got whooped. And then they played USC. USC was up 35-0 at the half. And it ended up being 48-41. But USC had the game won by halftime, blew them out. They lost to all the good teams, all the teams that's somebody, and even lost to Stanford, who was terrible. I think only had 2 to 3 wins in the Pac-12. And they was up on Stanford at 28-0 at the half. And they let Stanford come back and beat them. Right? In Deion's first season. So in the Pac-12, you was terrible. Then you go to the Big 12 to where it's lesser competition, a lot less. Baylor, UCF, Kansas, Texas Tech, Oklahoma State, BYU, like bunch of nobodies. And you start out playing Delaware. No. In the first, North Dakota State. Shedeur Sanders started out North Dakota State, and I think Nebraska again or something like that. But boo-boo teams, basically. And even in your regular season in your conference, boo-boo teams. You have no significant wins, no big wins. So this notion of 9-4, yeah, I knew how to coach last year. I knew how to coach last year. Bro, 9-4 that's not even good, honestly, in college, especially in the Big 12. Again, you're not going to be ranked top 25 with 4 losses on your resume. You're not going to even get to a conference championship game with 4 losses. I mean, I think they only had 3 at the. Okay, they lost the 4th one. Okay, they lost the 4th one in the bowl game. So they had 3 losses. But again, that is who they about to play? Arizona State. Arizona State right now got 3 losses. They in the top 25. I mean, they not top 25. They are 25th ranked. And they got 3 losses. And they're ranked 25. So you having 3 or more losses, you're at the back end of 25 teams. especially when you're now, if you only got 3 losses and you in the SEC, and let's say you were Tennessee and you lost to Georgia and you lost to Texas and you lost to South Carolina or something like that, you still might be up there because your schedule, the strength of your schedule is tough. But when you in the Big 12 and you playing BYUs and UCFs and you playing that Oklahoma State, you better not damn near have no losses. You can have 1 or 2 losses on your resume, and you probably won't even be ranked in top 10. DEI on. Correct. That's it. So this dude he's tone deaf totally to what's really going on. He think 9-4 or 9-3 in a weak ass conference like the Big 12 is saying he can coach.
Oklahoma State is in the Big 12, or I would finish last again in the Big 12. None of that reflects on me as Deion's a coach. The delusions of Deion are incredible. Just incredible. This man is the same age as me and has no self-awareness and no humility, and people love him for it. And you have to question yourself. If you love someone and celebrate someone with this little self-awareness, this little humility, it actually says something about you. Last thing I'll play is SOT number 2, where Deion indicates that he's in this fight and coaching for the long haul, which kind of surprises me that he's claiming right now he's coming back for sure. Let's play SOT number 2.
Please understand.
All right, before we play that, I just got to shout out. Make sure we hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Let's let the people know we in here. Amanda, you still in here? On my topics tonight about black fatigue. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing my morning shows about sports at 11:35 Central Time, Monday through Friday, and I'm gonna start doing my my black fatigue content in the evening, 7:30 Central Time. And I'm gonna have an open panel and open discussion with multiple people about topics in the black community and how we can fix these type of things and what we need to do better, point blank, period. Hopefully I have, like I said, the likes of Pearl, but I'm looking for a few more ladies to have join the panel tonight. And the topic is, why are black businesses failing at an all-time high? Is it due to racism or unprofessionalism? So yeah, it'd be 7:30 Central Time. So depending on where you at, Amanda, reach out to my email, hit my email, popefrank23@gmail.com. I'm going to put it in the chat. People, if you want to be on the panel, reach out to me, popefrank23@gmail, and we'll get you up there. But you got to be camera. You got to come on camera. That's the only thing. I'm not doing no. You got to come on camera. I mean, you can turn it off when you're not talking or something like that, but you got to go do something, turn it off real quick. But when we speaking and everybody's talking and stuff, if you're going to talk and chime in, you got to come on camera. So come camera ready, because I don't want just boxes up there and people don't see who they talking to. I want us to have a nice conversation, adult conversation. We're going to bring up stats, the data, and things of that nature and what we see. So, all right, let's continue.
Understand, if anybody is built for adversity, I am. If anybody is built to change, I am. If anybody is built to overcome situations and trial and tribulations, I am. You got the right man. I promise you, you do. And I'm going to prove that to you. I am. Just give me an opportunity and give me a little more time, and I'm going to prove that to you.
Oh, wait. Give you opportunity. You got the opportunity, sir. What the fuck are you talking about? Give you the opportunity. Okay, so you've been there. This is your 3rd year, sir. How about what? My bad, y'all. This shit is hilarious. He gonna be in year 6. Give me an opportunity. Nigga, you in year 3. Nigga, you at the end of year 3. You going into year 4. Talking about give me an opportunity. Nigga, you have many opportunities. 3 of them. You ever heard of 3 strikes, you out, nigga? This is your 3rd season, sir. You got 2 losing seasons out of 3. So, well, how much more opportunity do you believe you deserve, sir? See, that's what I mean. This shit is crazy to me. And if he get fired, if they fired him, you hear so much racism, this, that, and the other. I said, look at the man's resume. He go 4-8 in his first season, 9-4 second season, 3-9 in his 3rd season. What the fuck would I want to keep him around for? He's had good players transfer, right? He's brought players in, but they've transferred out. Kamani McClain is over on Florida looking like a 5-star recruit that he was when Deion recruited him and benched him. Never played him. Okay? Dylan Edwards is just in a tough situation sitting behind a top-notch running back. But so he moving around. But again, you got other guys over on in the SEC balling on defense that he had on his team that dipped out. So, like, what are you doing? You're not keeping the talent that you're bringing in, because once they get in here, they're starting to see it's all BS. You don't know what you're doing. Caden Salters came over here thinking you knew what you was doing. You didn't kill this man's career, basically. Juju Lewis came over here, opted out of his senior year, ready to play for you, thinking you know what you're doing. You didn't kill his whole freshman year, his 18-year-old age, being able to play football for a season. He had the ass end of the season, and now he finally get to play. He could have been playing all year somewhere else in college or his own high school and destroying and developing, getting better. But coming to you, that's wash. Sincere Brown, 6'5" burner, running damn near 4.3 40, and he can't get the ball. The tight end Atkins, you just called him an NFL type prospect, but nobody's ever seen. I don't even think has he ever caught a pass? Like, you just wasted so many people's talent, bro. You wasting all these kids' talent. It's ridiculous.
I will. I promise you that.
He gonna turn it around. I will.
That's fascinating, and I really can't criticize Deion for that. That is an indication that Deion's like, hey man, we're having a bad season. I got to rally and do better next season. He's affirming that he's coming back. He's not looking for an exit ramp. He's planning on coming back. Probably an indication of how much he believes in Juju Lewis, the quarterback that showed some flashes against West Virginia 2 weeks ago. Having said that, though, I need to see more from Julian Lewis before I'm ready to go where Deion's going and where everybody else is at. Hey, their quarterback situation is solved. Didn't you see this freshman and the way he played against West Virginia? I don't know, man. I got to see more. And it's not that I'm negative on Julian Lewis. I've just watched this long enough and been made a fool of. I was someone that after Carson Wentz's rookie season or first year as a starter for the Philadelphia Eagles, I was sitting there like, man, I done seen the second coming of Dan Marino or, the all-time great quarterback. And I can remember Eric Mangini saying to me on air, like, hey, man, pipe down. Slow your horses. This is this guy's first lap around the NFL. And Eric Mangini was 1,000% accurate. And Deion sitting after one game, when you went all year, whatever you were seeing in practice, whatever you saw in fall camp, made you as a coach and a coaching staff stay committed to Ryan Staub and what's the Sailor, I forget the black kid quarterback that's been running out there most of the season. KJ's.
Nigga Jason is
you stayed
funny.
committed to that, and you had
funny,
Julian
bro.
Lewis on the bench, and now he plays one game against a very bad West Virginia team, and you think it Caden Salter, I think is the guy's name.
Yeah.
You stay committed. Now all of a sudden, we got the answer at quarterback. You had questions about Julian Lewis all season, and now he shows some flashes in one game, and now you're all in. Pipe down. Slow your horses. All right. I want to switch up to Stephen A. Smith and Chris Canty, and circle back to Shedeur Sanders, Caden Salter, yeah, and circle back to Shedeur Sanders as a segue and setup for, I think Sean King's going to join us here any second.
All right, now if y'all want to go check the rest of that out, make sure you go check I gotta circle back, and I gotta go a different direction real quick. A different direction, but same direction. We stand on Deion scammers. Now we got to get to Deion scammers fans. A fan, a big Deion supporter, but bigger Colorado Buffs supporter because he played for Colorado Buffs. Right? He's an alum. He played. The Colorado Buffs was good when he played there. And I'm talking about Matt McChenzie, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know who Matt McChenzie is, yeah, he's a trainer and a podcaster, but he is an alum. This big white dude right here. He is the Colorado Buffs alum. Now, I used to couldn't stand Matt McChenzie the last few years because he would cape for Deion. But now I'm starting to see it was more he was being optimistic. He was being hopeful. He thought this stuff was going to work. He thought this is Deion Sanders. What are you talking about? Which I understand that too. Some people like they got high hopes and praise and what Deion can bring. Because, yeah, he could have brought, if Deion played this right, he could have turned Colorado into a powerhouse. If Deion actually knew how to coach and recruit and didn't have this boastful bravado and wasn't all just about Shedeur, Travis Hunter, Shiloh Sanders, trust me, Deion could have coached anywhere and recruited some of the best talent year in, year out. He could have been at fucking Wyoming. Okay? He could have been at North Dakota State. He was at Jackson State and brought in Travis Hunter, for example. So I can understand Matt McChenzie feeling like shit. And he brought Travis Hunter with him from Jackson State. So it's like you looking at, you can bring guys like Travis Hunter, and he did bring in Cormani McClain and Jordan Seaton, two 5-star recruits. So if you Matt McChenzie, I can see it. So now, all right. So but at the time, I'm just like, this dude, he just caping and capping for everything because Deion was giving him access to a lot of things that he already had access to Colorado, everything, because he's an alum and he's very respected there to this day. But Deion was giving him a little more insight into the practices and, even to him and his staff. So he was able to, now he get to converse and have a relationship with Deion Sanders himself, who he probably grew up watching and idolizing a little bit as well, as a lot of people, right? As a football player. So he was under the belief that Deion would definitely turn things around in Colorado, his automata. And what he's now starting to see by year three, that, this ain't about we when it comes to DEI, higher on. It's about me. That's it. That's it. So let's go.
Here's what he had to say. Down Mr. Champ Bailey, and I was watching that, and you told Champ that you missed at a few spots this year, which look, nobody bats 1,000.
You know, right? The thing about I'm sorry for stopping you, but I got to interject right there. I'm brutally honest with y'all, man. I tell y'all the truth. You can't get upset or attacked when I tell you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. That's what happens. That's what happens with everybody. Like, think about all these other teams that were supposed to do this. When they don't do this, you can't just. God's giving me something. I'm just trying to compute it and give it to you.
All right, God's giving him something, y'all. Let's go. Let's listen. Remember, God gave him that Shedeur was going to play, and he told Shedeur he was going to play. Either way, either Dylan was going to look terrible or he was going to get hurt. But I could foresee that you was going to play. That's what he let everybody know. He had to let everybody know he told Shedeur he was going to play that game. So he foreseen it, right? And so now God is giving him something else that he's trying to compute. He's trying to compute and commute and shoot the shit straight. Again, he's such a liar, too. Because he said, I'm brutally honest with y'all. If you go watch this full interview, right after he said he brutally honest, and the next question they asked him right after this, he goes, how can I say this? I don't want to say what I want to. I don't want to say what I want to say. So how can I say that? Wait, I thought you was brutally honest. I thought you've been being brutally honest. Now all of a sudden, you just said that 2 seconds ago. You brutally honest. Now they asked you a question. I think it was about I forget. I'm gonna play it because this dude just such a dumbass. It's ridiculous. I've been brutally honest with y'all, right? And then the next question, I can't say what I want to say. Which is it, sir?
I hadn't forgotten how to coach in a year. Like I hadn't forgot how to coach in a year. A lot of these wonderful coaches out there that is not winning this season, they hadn't forgotten how to coach in a year.
I know we just heard that, but watch how Matt is about to destroy Deion right now. So listen, stick around. I'm not going to even say, I'm going to let Matt just fucking cook. He's about to obliterate this dude right now.
We did some things we should have done. That's on us.
Matt, that was an odd, long-winded answer there.
Look at his face. I'm sorry to bother before you go. Man, hot as fish grease. You hear me? Matt sizzling. Oh, shit. Boy, Deion wouldn't want to be standing in front of Matt right now, okay? His motherfucker like a straight killer right now. All right, go ahead, Matt. I'm done. I'm going to get off the screen. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, he's right, but Matt, go ahead.
Question for you. How much is a college football field goal worth? 3 points or donations to scholarship funds from all?
I don't think I can answer this question. Like, I don't think I can react to this clip properly, Bailey. And you know why.
Mm-hmm.
And the business that I'm in, it takes all of us. It's not just about coaches or players. It's a combination of both. And to just sit there and say, like, well, we made mistakes in the transfer portal and that's why we're 3-7 is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. It's ridiculous. It's a combination of talent, paying the wrong guys, talent acquisition, and development. And I think we can get talent. They recruit pretty well. I mean, they in high school ranks, at least they do.
When they choose to, yeah.
When they choose to. They got pretty good talent in the transfer portal from other places before last year. I'm going to sit here and say that I don't know if the talent was really that good or bad. The defensive line transfer portal talent was pretty shitty, but other than that, I think the offensive line guys were pretty good. The receivers they brought in, Sincere's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like Atkins at tight end. I liked Salter for the backup role. I wanted Juju to start from day one, but I think if they would have acclimated the program around Salter a little bit more and built the offense around him instead of having him run whatever it is they're running. Because watching the All-22, is so much more revealing than the side view. Like this team offensively is the most undisciplined shit show I've ever seen. They don't know how to run zone. They can't run inside zone. They don't know their rules. They don't know how to double team. The pass protections are a disaster. I don't know what they're teaching the quarterbacks. Like I want Juju to be successful, but it requires the offensive line and the offensive line coaches to understand how to protect. And I don't understand their scheme. I don't understand how they're sorting, how they're sliding, how they're squeeze gapping. It's all backwards to what I've been taught my entire life. That's why it looks so bad. And I don't understand it when I'm watching it on the TV. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Well, that's why. I think blaming it all on the kids is a cop-out. And this is why I don't think they're really going to reshuffle the coaches that much. And they're going to find 2 or 3 scapegoats and pin it on them. But Warren and Marshall and all of his buddies will be fine. And they'll just keep the party going in the way that they're going. And that's
hold on. Damn, he cooking. Listen, he said, I don't even understand that when I'm looking at it, it looks weird. Like, what are you doing? What are we doing? This is a man who's been to the NFL, right? He won. He was on a winning team while he was at Colorado. There was something at Colorado when he was there. He was an offensive lineman. And now he develops talent and trains kids and has a training facility, all that type of stuff in Colorado. And he gets kids to go. He helped kids getting football players, getting colleges all over, and especially out of Colorado. And this dude is, when he came on at first, he said, bro, I can't really answer this because of his position that he's in. He wants to help send kids. He want to help his alma mater. So he's been trying to send kids to Colorado and show Deion, like, here goes some in-house kids, some in-home Colorado, Denver kids who's nice, who Alabama is recruiting and Florida is recruiting and Notre Dame is recruiting. And why aren't you recruiting them? And then, but now he's to the point where he sees the lack of coaching and leadership at Colorado from Deion Sanders and his staff, to where he don't want to even put his players he trains in a situation and say, go to my alma mater, where he know they're not going to get developed right and coached right. That's crazy. He's in that spot. He's in a spot to have to tell a kid who's probably from Colorado and would stay in Colorado, nah, you might not want to go there, big dog. Yeah, you might not want to go to my school to make it better. Shit. Because, yeah, I would be basically throwing your future away, giving you or enticing you to go to that coach, Deion Sanders, and his staff. He would be doing those kids a disservice, and he would be thinking about himself if he said, hey, yo, it's good over there. Go play for Colorado. That's where he at. So I'm going to let him keep cooking.
That's that. And if you want to think I'm a hater, I don't really care anymore. I don't give a fuck. I am tired of this shit. And I think it's fixable. And I think it requires work to fix. And I don't think we want to work that hard to fix it. We don't want to leave the castle to recruit. We don't want to hit the road. I saw Kirby Smart at a fucking high school in LA a day after he beat Texas. A day. That means that he got home, took a shower, kissed the wife, slept for an hour, got up, took a shower, got on a fucking plane and flew to LA to see a 5-star recruit. Kirby Smart can do it. And I understand Kirby Smart's not Deion Sanders, but let's be real, Deion Sanders ain't Kirby Smart either.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So it goes.
You hear that? Kirby Smart not Deion Sanders, but Deion Sanders ain't Kirby Smart. And what did Kirby Smart do, ladies and gentlemen, after a big win versus Texas in the SEC? Not versus Baylor, not versus UCF, not versus Kansas. No, they beat Texas. And what did he do after they beat Texas? He took his ass to Los Angeles to recruit immediately. While his team got off the next day, while they get the rest on Sunday, because they play on Saturday, the team, of course, nobody got practice on Sunday. Everybody's off. The coach could even take off if he wants. But what are you supposed to do with what I was saying earlier in the show? This is a pivotal time where if you're a college coach and recruit, you need to be locking in whoever has not signed yet or committed, verbal commit, whatever. You want to be visiting them at their houses. You want to be going, pulling up on them, just like Kirby Smart did to whatever probably 5-star kid he went to go see in LA to come to Georgia, right? He went and pulled up on him, flew out there. Deion, he's supposed to be flying out, but he went and did a documentary series. Right? Shout out to Ben Daniel in the building. Hey, BDP, man, I'm doing listen, everybody in the building, please hit the like button if you didn't. Super chat is always good too. Bless your boy. That'll be always official. But I was telling everybody earlier, I'm doing my sports segments and my sports edition things in the morning times, 11:35 Central Time AM. I'll be talking about my sports. The evening times, we're going to get into the Black community issues and being Black fatigued and things of that nature. And I'm going to have an open panel like you was talking about yesterday, Ben Daniels, that you can see me doing that. I can too. And it's time for me to start putting that in fruition. Now, I love the way you be talking, BDP. If you ever want to come up, let me know. I love to have you because I'm going to have a few people up tonight, which the topic tonight, 7:30 Central Time, will be why Black businesses are failing. Is it due to racism or unprofessionalism? And I already got about 5 people are already committed to coming up. Hopefully they all show up. I will be, having Shamika Michelle come up sooner than later. Hopefully Pearl as well. But I'm looking for more females. But BDP, I would love to have you because I know you be fatigued as well. and if you want to join, that's fine. Just email me at PopeFrank23 and I'll shoot you the link, my G. All right, let's continue.
Both ways. Kirby Smart's not the DB that Deion Sanders was, but Deion Sanders isn't the coach that Kirby Smart is. So that shit goes both ways, now don't it? So I understand this is going to enrage the prime sexuals. I don't really give a shit about you anymore. We're not on the same team. I don't recognize my college football team anymore. From a traditional standpoint, the fact that they have not even heard the fight song, this group hasn't heard the fight song one time, not even heard it. They haven't talked about it. They haven't heard it. So that essentially this is I need everybody to understand this. That tradition that's been around for 20 years or some shit, that every CU Buff is saying since when we win, every coach, and you saw the emotion, even in Proect, who's still on the football staff and is an advisor, and his wife is in the hospital right now battling. I don't hear them saying anything to pray for Brian Cabral in the press conferences, and his wife, a guy who's been associated up there since 1985 or before, excuse me. He was an 85 Bear.
Question for you. How much is a college football field goal worth? 3 points or donations to scholarship funds?
See, where Matt is saying right here, too, is because Deion talked about Peggy and told everybody about how Peggy turned 101 years old. And shout out to old Peggy. Being 101, that's lovely. That's beautiful. She a triple OG, triple, literally triple digits. But he told everybody, make sure we like and we tweet and we support Peggy, who's 101, right? But he didn't say nothing about what Matt just said about old boy's wife being hospitalized, and he'd been a part of the program and still a part of the program right now. But ain't no love for her. Ain't no, hey, shout out to her. Let's go.
You saw the emotion in his face. So essentially that tradition and others die with Coach Prime. So everybody that's there now doesn't get to experience it. And it's about the kids. Remember that. It's about the players, not the coaches. The coaches aren't involved in this. Coach Barnett went to Missouri. Coach Wilson went to Oklahoma, right? Like, those are the guys I played for. They didn't go to CU. The players go to CU. That's what the fight song is about. So that tradition's dead now. You okay? Is everyone okay with that? All the ex-players, you okay with that? You're just going to sit back and let me do all the talking and all the bullshit and have everybody pile on me while I'm fighting for this, and everybody behind the fucking doors and everybody's texting me and telling me I'm right, but none of you say anything publicly and none of you come to my defense on Twitter and none of you come and talk to Coach Prime about it? Nobody. No one. So apparently it's not as important to all of you as it is to me, which is really, 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 it's unfortunate. To the fans, are you okay with it being dead? I know you get to sing the country club version in the motherfucking stands, but are you okay with us not singing it? Because the fact that players up there don't even know how to sing. Arden Walker, his dad sang that song after they won a national fucking title. He doesn't get to sing it. His last hurrah at CU on Saturday night against Arizona State. I hope they get a dub. Arden Walker doesn't get to sing that song one more time. I'm sorry, but this is bigger than you, Prime. And this is the kind of shit I'm talking about. Yeah, did you make some misses in the transfer portal? Yes. I don't give a fuck. If Joel Klatt doesn't have a problem, oh, it's Mark. Hi, Mark. Oh, never mind. Mark, I'm glad you're on again, Mark. Look, if they made personnel decisions that were wrong, yeah, sometimes you draft Marcus Russell. That's true. But if you don't develop the kids and you don't teach them shit, what do you expect to happen? Because you can't tell me this team looks like they're smart. And instead of like talking about it openly, it's sensitivity hour in Colorado Buffalo land. The coaches get sensitive and clam up. The recruiting guys get sensitive and clam up. Everybody does like these ambiguous shots online rather than just going after the people they want. Not me. Yeah. I'm Matt McChesney. I stand behind everything I fucking say every time I say it. You may not like me, but I don't know how many. I've gotten so much support online and just what people walking up to me, they'll be like, oh, I didn't really like you, but you sure are correct. So maybe something's working. I'm not saying people don't care about the fight song and there's not support. I'm challenging the ex-players who say it's important to fucking say something and get on my side. This is important to me, and it was important to y'all, and it's important to the kids. And when I hear I'd never even heard it before, other than when the band plays it, it makes me fucking sick. So if you're all okay with it dying, then I guess I'll shut the fuck up. And we won't have a fight song anymore because Coach Prime came to see you. But again, I will reiterate this. If Coach Prime and his minions up there decide ever to embrace the past at CU, which is not just from 2006 to 2021, that's a pretty short period in CU history, actually, and one we'd like to forget. The Pac-12 was a disaster. But before that, pretty good. He saw what it could be last year. If he would just embrace all of it and bring it all together, it would be what's missing from his football team. He talks about playing for each other and having pride in who they are, but all they care about is the name on the back of their jersey. They don't give a shit about the one on the front, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired. I don't care if you're a Hall of Famer. I don't care if you played at Florida State, Miami, played for the fucking Cowboys. You got rings. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I'm not wrong about this, and I'm not doing this in a vindictive way coming at people. I'm not throwing people under the bus. I'm saying this is not acceptable, and this is the last time I'm talking about it. So apparently that tradition is dead. I hope everybody's okay with it because I ain't. And I'm starting to not recognize my university anymore, bro, and it's concerning. That's all. That's all. So full circle, acting like this is the player's fault is not entirely true. It's just not. To say we made mistakes in the portal and that's why we're 3-7, there's no way they actually believe that. And if they do, we have a much bigger problem.
Yeah, I
because
agree.
Bailey, let me ask you this and everyone in the chat.
Hmm?
Do you think that is going to attract the elite players? Do you think 3-7 and then blaming it on the players publicly and acting like they're just you think all these players don't know each other and they all don't talk?
See, that's the other part too. It's like, yeah, you starting to have a good history of players coming and leaving. And they have a lot to say about what's going on once they leave behind closed doors, really, because nobody really publicly so far has came out, which I think that's going to change in just a bit. I think that's going to change probably after this season.
You don't think they're talking? You don't think they're talking right now in their own locker room?
Bro. Are you kidding
exactly, me? Dog. And the portals are in pockets. So it doesn't take long for all of this to hit the web and for everybody to see everything and talk. And the kids are going to tell each other their truth, maybe not the truth. And the coaches are going to say their truth, maybe not the truth. And this turns into a players against the coaches thing. And if that's the way that can be the way it is in the NFL. We can have player against coach in the NFL. I will put up a lot. I'll put up with a lot of bullshit from a coach, and I'll deal with a shitty coach. Fuck it. I don't care. Because I'm getting paid. And this is my fucking job. And I got a family at home and shit, like all these guys do. And I'm getting motherfucking paid. And I'm not getting small potato NIL money and fucking $200,000 like it's fucking big time. That shit ain't shit. That's fucking small potatoes in this game. So the NFL, I'll put up with a shitty coach and a guy who doesn't know anything. And in fact, I expect my coach not to know shit in the NFL. I had Rick Dennis as an offensive line coach with the Broncos. He played fucking linebacker. You know what he taught me about offensive line play? This is what he taught me about offensive line play. Fucking nothing. Nothing. He said he made sure I was lined up correctly. He used to like try and correct me in meetings, and I'd be like, "Yeah, I got it, Rico," and he'd be like, "Cool." You don't need to fucking talk to me. I'll figure it out. I'll ask Chris Cooper or Clady or Ryan Harris. When I was with the Jets, I had Bill Callahan for a short time. That was incredible. But I also had Alan Faneca. I had Nick Mangold and Brick and Meat and just badass vets that helped. You know what I'm saying? When I went to Miami.
Hey, because, when you're a professional, it ain't too much. How much coaching do I need to do? Except for, as far as developing you, motherfucker, you better be developed. You making all these millions. You better be somewhere ready to roll.
Yeah.
that was just an interesting situation.
Right. I figured that was
I think that it's if you want to treat everybody like you're in the NFL, okay, that's fine. But college football is a relationship game. It's not just show up because they can't cut you. Yeah. So if you make a bad decision as a coach or a player, you're stuck there all year, and they got to just keep looking at you, and you got to keep looking at them, and it's like you're stuck in a room with a person you hate. That sounds terrible. So I don't know how they're going to change their evaluation process, because if I'm a kid in the transfer portal and I'm a good player, I don't want to go. I'm not trying to spend my graduate year rebuilding CU. I'm trying to go somewhere and play and go to the league.
And I'm glad who just said this. Shout out to let me see his name here. Why won't show? What's going on? So I can't see what your name is. Something Prime should want all of these linemen at Matt's Academy. Right. Prime should have wanted Matt as his lineman coach. You take over. I'll take over a program, college program. And I got a guy who's developing talent, high school talent. He got recruits coming through, top-notch recruits in the state of Colorado coming out. He's been putting top-notch talent or 4-star, 5-star recruits. He's been developing that for a long time in Colorado. Before Deion got there, he'd been developing talent and sending them to different colleges and Colorado for a long time. He's experienced in what he's doing when it comes to teaching kids and developing talent, right? And I don't think he just does the offensive line. I don't know. I doubt it's just offensive line work that he does, but it probably is. Either way, he has a lot of connections with top talent, high school talent. He's been doing that for years. And he's been developing. So if you know you got a guy who used to go to Colorado, he knows everything about Colorado. Colorado was at the all-time high when he played for him. He also played in the NFL. And right now today, he's developing talent to go to colleges all over. And he even has a 4-star, 5-star son, maybe a 3-star. But I think he's a 4-star son who plays wide receiver, who's also a top talent a lot of colleges won't. Alabama had him come visit his son, had his son and him come visit. So he obviously know how to develop talent of different positions. Because again, his son played wide receiver. So they interviewed him for the job, in which he said himself, he felt like they just did it just to do it. They knew they wasn't going to hire him anyway. But why wouldn't you hire him? That's an elite hire, to be frank, to think about. If you think about it, he already got connections with high school kids. So not only do he know how to develop talent and knows what the fuck he's talking about and doing, because he was a top-notch offensive lineman himself for Colorado and in the NFL for a little short time, why the fuck wouldn't you hire him? He's right there for you to hire. Like that's like what do you call it? It is food on a platter for you. It is good. It's just all the way around good for the program to get somebody in the building that's been there, done that here, and can develop the talent. And he's a hard-nosed coach, too. You can tell he's going to get on your ass. You can tell by his mannerism, the way he talks. He's not going to accept half-assing and bullshit. So that's crazy to deny his connections that he has and his knowledge and his passion for not only the game of football, but for Colorado in general. I mean, it's just fucking retarded. Deion is so stupid.
And I'm just going to say this, and I'll be the first one too, and people might call me crazy, and I hope he stays here. But if I'm Jordan Seaton, I'm trying to go first pick, first round, like play for a national title and be in the playoff and have that shine on my career, right? Right?
Yeah.
The coach and the talent representator, the talent, yeah, whatever.
Representer, yeah.
Representative, thanks, English. In me would tell Jordan Seaton that we need to explore opportunities. If anything, just to have leverage on Colorado to get, this is his last year. He's not playing college football after this year. He's going to the fucking league. So if I'm his talent representation, I'm saying, oh, you want him? So does everybody else. Pony up. There ain't no hometown discounts. We're in the NFL. Oh, timeout.
That's when you know he's all the way checked out with Deion Sanders. He just told Jordan Seaton, do it moving. He just told Colorado's best football player, leave. You should be exercising your options, sir. Whoever your representation, if they ain't got you exercising your options, he just literally publicly just came out and told Jordan Seaton to leave. Oh, shit. He out. He done. He done with Deion. If I'm Deion, that's damn near fighting words. Without seeing, boy, Boy, listen, you trying to get my kids to leave? That's how disgusted he is with Deion and that staff. He trying to get top-notch recruits to leave Colorado. Me too. I am too, Amanda. I'm telling them to get the hell out of there too. But for him to do that, for Matt McKenzie to say, yeah, that means he beyond fed up. He's had it up to here. Yeah. He must have found out something that we don't know yet. Let's listen. Let's watch. I think he's about to dive into that. Let's go.
There'd be a hometown discount, in my opinion, if we were actually playing college football. And if he was part of the Buffalo family, but he's not. This is the National Football League in Boulder. So you don't get a hometown discount. You pay premium. You would want Shador to get premium, right? Do you want Shador to take a hometown discount? How about Travis? Did he take a hometown discount? I don't think so. I think they were 1 and 2. So why is it wrong if Jordan Seaton demands $10 million? Why?
He telling Jordan Seaton, ask $10 million from them. Wow, this dude going crazy.
Because he can. And if he doesn't, he's being told by his representation wrong. And they're kissing Deion's ass to keep him their sheep. Because that's the number that he would demand. Somewhere around there. And if you don't think that's real, you don't know shit. If Jordan Seaton went in the transfer portal, he would already know where he's going because tampering's legal. And if you don't think that kid's getting phone calls, you're high.
You're high.
So I think this is a real slippery slope, blaming it on the fucking players, especially knowing the shit I know. And I've gotten it from like 30 different sources. Parents calling me, you wouldn't believe. And I'm trying so hard not to just spew everything, but I think it's a mixture of both. So
that's why he's out. He knows the ends. What Deion was saying, I know what's going on behind the curtains. Now, he knows what's going on behind the curtains. Deion said he knows what's going on behind the curtains of the Cleveland Browns, and he don't got nobody in there but his son. I'm sure them coaches ain't telling him what's going on behind the curtains and so on and so forth. So this dude, he really knows what's going on behind the curtains. He be on campus. He know a lot of them kids. He recruited a lot of them kids. And again, he's a visible public figure to where people can reach out to him. And those parents know about Matt McKenzie and how he cares about Colorado Buffs and developing talent in kids and in general. So when he say, yeah, man, Jordan C., you need to leave. Julian Lewis, y'all need to be demanding more money, so on and so forth. Fuck Colorado and Deion Sanders. Because it ain't fuck Colorado never for him. So think about that. He loves this school. But yet he's telling top recruits to go. Go find somewhere else to play. Because he obviously knows something that's vicious. To me, I would think that's it. Yeah. Let's go back a little bit. Let's listen to what he said. And that's why he's taking this approach. I knew it. I knew it was finally going to come to the head.
And I've gotten it from like 30 different sources.
30 different sources.
Parents calling me. You wouldn't believe.
Parents complain. Yeah. They like, this is crazy. We didn't think that. Like, Deion sold us a dream. Deion is full of shit. That's what he's telling them. Deion's full of shit. He didn't do nothing. He said he was going to do so on and so forth. Again, Deion was talking in that press conference. You can go listen to him. He didn't even know a lot of their names. He still don't. And this was a thing that two of the players last year went on Jason Whitlock's show. Shout out to Amanda for pointing that out as well. Two of them went on there last year and talked about how he made meetings that he wouldn't even show up for. He announced meetings for team meetings to have that he wouldn't even show up for. You had to take your shoes off to go into his office type of shit. Like, he had all kind of weirdo type stuff going on. So again, those players say he didn't even know a lot of their names. So this dude, he really don't give a fuck about nothing. Yeah, he's just there for the money. He there for the fame. He there to mislead, misguide, misrepresent, all of that. He is terrible.
And I'm trying so hard not to just spew everything.
Man, spill that shit, man. Fuck Cubs. Don't be protecting him. Nah, that nigga the devil, bro, and he been fucking over kids. Don't hide that. You know something, nigga, spill it. Tell it. Tell Coach JB to tell it then. If you ain't gonna tell it, I thought you had balls, Matt. You fuck that. You too big to be talking about, nah, I ain't gonna, I wish I, no, fuck that. Spill it. It needs to be told. Don't hold that type of shit and he getting over on motherfuckers like that. Yeah, you don't hold that information, homie. They told you so you could speak on it. Why do you think them parents reached out to you? For no reason? So now you got to do your job, sir. It's that you got the information. You don't withhold that from motherfuckers. And then let the next kid and the next kid get duped. When you could have prevented that by saying something of what you know. Because them parents don't have a platform like you got. They don't got the voice that you got. So they came to you so you could use your voice, and now you knowledge of what's going on around here. So yeah, now fuck that, Matt. If you don't say something, that's whack, Matt. Then all of this, you just flustered for no reason. And again, that's a part of the problem too. If you don't call shit out, if you know stuff, and that's with anything, you know shit going wrong, but you tuck your tail and you tuck your tongue and you don't say nothing. You're a part of the problem. You're a part of the fucking problem. That's why I'm speaking on the black community, because I see stuff wrong. And if I don't say something, I'm part of the problem. I used to be a part of the problem by doing the degenerate shit that we used to do, that I see people doing today. But not as, I was wild. But now I see I was wild. I was all wrong. And so I have to do my due diligence and say, yo, bro, nah, that's wrong. That ain't it. That's not the way to go. The way you acting, nah, that's terrible. Oh, we cooked if we keep going down this road. I have to do that because now I know better. I know full-blown better. So I have to, no matter how people take it. Oh, you down in the black race, so you don't like that. No, I don't give a fuck. We are crazy low. And I'm gonna get it again. I'm gonna break that down later on. Make sure y'all come through because we leading every statistic, everything. We leading all the stats in everything bad. Abortions, divorces, violent crimes, everything. Business, everything. So it's time to start calling that shit to the carpet. We have to now break down to build up. You gotta. Sometimes you gotta destroy the build. All right.
But I think it's a mixture of both. So much of this is contingent on the goddamn coaches doing their jobs, and I am questioning how they do the job. That's all.
Damn. Truth bombs, man.
And I'm not happy about it.
And let me read some of y'all comments because I like this. I like this. Oh no, y'all been cooking from up right about right here. All right, Amanda, she says, I'm about to put this video in Seaton's DM for sure. Especially with the athletic director stepping down. Jackson State's HBC and the HBCU circuit tried to tell them. Charles Davis says, oh my God. Marine Alexander says, I'm so glad I found a show. I'm glad you did too, man. Appreciate you coming through. Subscribe up, man. Make sure we subscribe and we like and we share too. Deion is a liar and a snake. Hey, AWC say the fact that he's only scraping the surface, right? He only scraping the surface with this. And this is very telling. It's very telling. But right, just imagine if he actually spilled the bullshit that's going on behind the scenes. Just imagine. Just imagine. Imagine if they spill it, Matt. Yeah, come on, man. You can't withhold information. Parents gave you the info so you can tell it, bro. All right? True, he knows so much more. Most definitely he does. Facts, Pope. Motivated. That's what it say. Motivated. Okay. Motivated, educated. 98. Says Matt has cooked the whole program for the last month. I'm glad Matt has a platform. I am too. But now it's time that he got to cook Deion. See, it ain't even because to save his school, he needs to cook Deion and tell all of what needs to be told. So when that new AD come in, he won't be fooled and blinded to what's going on. He can fire Deion's ass. You understand? So, which I believe Deion will be fired when his new AD get in place. Ain't no way he keeping Deion as this coach. No way. I think that's why the old one stepped down. Maybe he might have been due to retire, but he probably like, hey, I hired him. I ain't gonna fire him on my watch. I'm gonna step down. Let y'all bring somebody in. It's already my time to step down anyway. Bring somebody in who can fire this motherfucker. All right. All right. So Marine says Deion doesn't want a guy like Matt because Matt is not a yes man. Indeed.
And I think it's dumb as fuck. And I wish we could all figure out a way to work together and like make this all work. And it is fixable.
Okay, yeah, he want to fix it now. Okay, but yeah. So yeah, man. Matt, I need you to spill out the rest of what's going on, brother. All right, my brother, my Caucasian brother. Go ahead and let them know what's really happening over there at CU so no other kids that get duped. All right. No other, the AD that come in, he could actually possibly fire this dude if you lace his boots. All right. Stop letting Deion Sanders dupe these children and these parents. They reached out to you for a reason. I had to say that. So yeah, man, that's where we at with that. Shedeur Sanders, I'm about to put a video out of every throw that Shedeur had last game. I'm going to react to it. You're not going to want to miss that. It's going to be a smooth, good 15, 20-minute video. So that's coming up right after this. So make sure y'all stay tuned, hit the notification bells for that. And again, come back, man. 7:30 Central Time tonight. Why black businesses are failing at all-time highs is due to racism or unprofessionalism. If nothing else, if it's all love and you ain't into that type of content, just come by, hit the like button. Leave a heart in the chat and just let me know it's real or something, man. You know what I mean? That'd be gladly appreciated as well. So again, Amanda, reach out to me, email me. Anybody want to come on a panel on the evening time panel, email me, PopeFrank23. Understand you got to come on camera ready. All right. All right, y'all, man. Much love, appreciation for y'all rocking out with your boy. It's the Pope, man. Peace and love. I'm out.